were working on how do we build up awareness about this war in Iraq? How do we let people know what's really going on? How do we reach people's hearts? And that was a hard thing because as the war ended up happening, despite millions of people marching and organizing and contacting their Congress people and their leaders and so forth around the whole world, it was heartbreaking that it began. But once it began, there began to be real backlash and intensity that was going towards protesters or people. And so it got a little bit rough. We had this group called Women in Black that was every week protesting. We had every month things happening in the congressional offices. We continued with teach-ins and so forth. However, again, people's comments were fairly negative to us and so forth. So we just kept trying to think, what can we do to reach people's heart to get them to think in a different way? And we started to look at humor. And one of the things we did originally was we said, we said, okay, this war is based on weapons of mass destruction. They haven't found them anywhere in Iraq. Why don't we look for them on Fountain Square? And so we dressed up in hazmat suits and we went all over Fountain Square, looking under tables, going around and so forth, and saying, like, have you seen any weapons of mass destruction? They haven't found them in Iraq. Could they be here? And it made people laugh. There was actually no mean comments to us that day. They're like, no, I don't think they really exist. And I mean, and we had little flyers that passed out information about, it said 0 weapons of mass destruction. How many US people had died at that point? How many had been injured? How many Iraqis were killed? So we had information and then a way for people to take action. But it was a lot of fun. We got so many laughs, and it was, I think, just like, it's interesting how you can reach people, and sometimes it's through humor.